Hello world, Shelly here, and it's time for another episode of Foundation Fest, and today I'm checking out from Makeup Revolution the IRL filter. Retails for $13 for 0.7 or 23 milliliters of product. That's pushing the $19 per ounce level, so we're getting out of the typical reasonably priced Makeup Revolution products and moving into smaller packaging, but the price stays the same. This is described as Drop the Filter! Introducing the Makeup Revolution IRL Filter Longwear Foundation. It's a filter in a bottle, housed in a luxe glass bottle with built-in pump. Right? This foundation offers precision and greater control, comma. It is your in real life filter, comma. What more could you want? Question mark, exclamation point. For starters, I would like someone to proofread your copy because that is a ridiculous run-on sentence and I'm not sure the grammar's quite right. But benefits, let's see. This features a medium to full coverage, they're missing a word, buildable foundation, soft focus breathable matte formula, oil-free, shine-free, crease-proof, life-proof, and smudge-proof, 16-hour wear, cruelty-free, vegan. It does have niacinamide listed as a call-out ingredient. It's the last ingredient on the list, so we know for a fact it's less than 1% of the entire formulation here. What more could you want? Maybe more skincare ingredients if you're gonna call them out. I'm sorry, I'm in a mood today, clearly. This is, looking at the ingredients, I don't see any added fragrance, which is good. I prefer no added fragrance. Doesn't mean it's not hiding in one of the other ingredients here, but that's where we're starting out. I've got this in the shade F3. It's got 16 different shades. This one is described as fair, cool undertone. I've used F3 in a lot of other Makeup Revolution foundations. I typically have pretty good luck with their foundations. We'll see, this being a matte formula. We will see. Let's take a look at this shade swatched against a few others in my collection. Swatch time. First up is today's foundation from Makeup Revolution, the IRL Filter Foundation in shade F3. Second is also from Makeup Revolution, the Conceal and Define, also in F3. Third is the Estee Lauder Double Wear Stay in Place in 1C1 Cool Bone. And fourth, I've got MAC Studio Sculpt in NW15. I've already cleansed, moisturized, and sunscreened this 47-year-old face. I will go in with a damp sponge on one side, a brush on the other. This is the BK Beauty 101 foundation brush. I have primed with the La Roche-Posay Anthelios 50. This is the Daily Anti-Aging Primer with sunscreen. We will see how this goes one way or the other. Let's check out the consistency here. All right. Not drippy. I will start out with the sponge on this side. Now, F3 would typically be my winter shade. I've got like the tiniest bit, oh, that's not a good arm to show you, the tiniest bit of color on my arms. I'm not as good at wearing my daily sunscreen on my arms as I am on my face. So I did get about a shade worth of sun on my arms. So my face will probably look like my winter shade, while my arms look a little bit like summer. But it is freezing cold outside today, so I'm going to be wearing long sleeves anyway. So it will not matter if my face looks like winter. This is definitely a matte finish. My initial thought, just quick glance in the 10X mirror right here, looks kind of flat, but that tends to be the case with mattes. You have to go back in and add your contour and your color back into your face. Coverage is really nice right off the bat. I can just easily tell I've covered up some redness, covered up some discoloration, covered up some of those sunspots that like to poke through on that side of my face. Let's check out the brush side. Alright, I love these BK Beauty brushes. I'm so stoked. I will try to remember to put, I have a code for them. It doesn't get me money, it's just a discount for you guys. I think it is Shelly 10, if I'm not mistaken. to get 10% off your BK Beauty brushes. You should try them. I'm sure you all have already tried them and heard about them from the Angie Hot and Flashy collaboration. I am late to the game on the BK Beauty brushes, but they're friggin' fantastic. The coverage on this is really nice and really easy and really blend, like, boom, got my face on, which is good because I kind of have to rush through my makeup because I'm running a little late. I'm actually filming this much earlier than I normally would because I had to take Charlie to the vet to get her spay surgery today. So by the time you see this, it'll all be over with. But, you know, good vibes, good vibes. I'm putting them out there. Okay. Let's zoom in and get a look at this one. Definitely matte. Looks a little bit dry on my skin right now, but we will see. I'm actually pretty well hydrated at the moment in terms of my typical dry skin. You know, it's been humid out. It's still not quite winter. You know, we're in fall season here in Virginia, and so I haven't really dehydrated yet. This is sitting really strangely on my nose. It's sinking into my nose pores. It is sinking into pores on my forehead, which is kind of strange. Not a normal behavior. It's clinging a little bit to some dry skin on my temple. I'm going to say we are going to hope that we can give this a minute to sort of warm up and melt into my skin, because if it stays like this is not my favorite thing in the world. Don't really like when I can just see makeup sitting in my pores. It's kind of yuck. I did not use all of the product that I had pumped out, but I don't feel like I need to build up coverage because, like I said, it really covered really nicely. I mean, I'd say medium right out of the gate. Simple, easy, fast, one coat, medium, boom. But it is settling in my pores a little bit. We will see if that resolves itself. It is 10:16 a.m. I know I should like still be just getting out of bed. This is early for me, you guys. This is early for me to be up and about. I'm gonna go put the rest of my face on. I will be right back. Back with the Makeup Revolution IRL filter. No changes. I rarely wear setting spray in a foundation review, but this one I just really wanted to try to help it melt together, because by the time I finished my face, my pores still had product gunked in them, so I did set this with the Stale Day Blue Light Micro Setting Mist from e.l.f. It might have helped a little bit, but not really a lot. So I'm not the hugest fan of how this looks on my skin right now, mainly because it has settled into a bunch of different pores. But other than that, the coverage is nice. I didn't have any issues blending anything. Everything in that regard went fine. Fall colors. I'm matching my... This is the most obnoxious shirt ever, in the fact that it's like my Jeep, but on my shirt, and then I'm going to be driving my Jeep. And I watched a funny thing on TikTok of some guy that was complaining that when someone owns a Jeep, like, you know that they own a Jeep. It's kind of like the thing they always say about if you're vegan, they know you're vegan. Like, wow, why do I'm in all these little cults, I suppose, but everyone knows I drive my Jeep because I love my Jeep like a baby. Life is being given to me right now by brown lipstick. This is the throwback shade from Color Street, and it harkens, is that a word? Back to my 90s days of just wearing a ton of black eyeliner and brown lipstick, and that's just all the makeup I wore. So that is where we're at on the rest of my face. The usual Flower Beauty bronzer and blush. My eyes... I don't think you can get this palette anymore. Is this palette no longer available? It's the Celestial Odyssey from Pat McGrath. She just came out with another one. It was out of stock when I went to buy it, and like when I missed that, you know, if I was ready to spend the money, and then it was out of stock, and who knows, maybe I won't spend the money now. I don't know, but I do love this palette. I love Pat McGrath eyeshadow anyway, and I think that's all the things. I'm going to go to work right now. Got to go to a meeting to discuss last week's meeting. Don't you just love meetings to discuss meetings, most of which could have been solved by an email? Where, it was just drama. Very professional, mature colleagues banging on tables telling us all we're full of poo-poo, and it's just fun. So I can't wait for that meeting. Then I've got a presentation I got to give Hopefully sometime in there they will call me about Charlie and tell me that she's great and she's ready to be picked up. Then I will pick her up and bring her home and go back to work so I can teach my class. It's going to be a day. But that means you're going to get a nice Longwear test out of this one. So I'm going to go do all that stuff. I will come back in a bit with a daylight check-in, and I'll be back at the end of the night to give you guys my final thoughts. It is 5:41, so what is that, like 7.5 hours or so? I did just get a look in the mirror in the bathroom, and it's holding up nicely. There's still some areas where it is just in my pores, but I would say generally speaking, it stays put quite well. No stickiness, no transfer issues, no hair getting stuck on my face or anything. It did kind of freeze my forehead lines into place. Like, I'm not raising my forehead at all, like right now, totally at rest. And you can still see all my lines, which some foundations smooth them over a little bit. Now I'm raising my eyebrows, but some do. This one's not. I think this is my winter shade. A little bit light for the current time of year, but not much. I don't get much sun at all. So that's where we're at. So the wear time is holding up pretty doggone nicely. Leaves are starting to fall. It's so pretty, but it also means winter's coming. I'm not ready. I'm not ready. I'll be back tonight, and we'll see how this goes. 9:34 p.m. That puts us just past, yes, the 11-hour mark. Let's take a look at how the Makeup Revolution IRL Filter Foundation held up. Feeling a little bit dry at this point in the evening. I want to scratch my face a little bit, so I think it has dehydrated my skin. It's been a while since that's happened. I'm not glad to have the feeling back, but there it is. The foundation itself is comfortable to wear, no tackiness, no issues like that. It didn't really start feeling tight until about the last hour or so, so if you're only wearing it 8, 9, maybe 10 hours, it wouldn't be so dehydrating. Or if you don't have issues with dehydrated skin, you're okay. Let's zoom in and get a look and see how it fared. I did have to blow my nose a couple times today, so you can still see where it is sunken into my pores on my nose, and it did wear off, so I would not call it transfer resistant quite that level. Blush, bronzer, highlight are still intact. I did lose a lot of coverage around my mouth and on my chin. It did break apart along motion lines, like by my Meredith Grey wrinkle and that area of my face. It's kind of broken apart. Forehead still looks okay, but overall, if we think about dry skin, maturing skin, and the conveniences of wearing foundation without having to worry about it, I'm feeling a little dried out, a little bit itchy, so it's not the greatest for dry skin for long wear. In terms of fine lines, wrinkles, it doesn't hide them. So what we talked about with my forehead lines, it did not disguise them in any way. It does kind of break apart over time on deeper lines, and my lines aren't super deep, so Ziva is scratching my leather chair, faux leather. But I think, generally speaking, if you're dealing with lines, it's not going to do you any favors. It did cling a little bit to some dry skin. It did settle into pores. Didn't really have much trouble with settling into lines, just a little bit of accentuation of them. So, if I had to give a grade to the IRL Filter Foundation, it's wearable. I probably won't wear it. I'm going to go C+. I think it's above average. It looks nice, except for the settling into pores. I'm being a little generous. We're going to go C+. There you have it. Another episode of Foundation Fest is in the books. If you like foundation reviews, if you had fun with this one, give me a thumbs up down below. Please subscribe if you haven't already. As always, thanks a lot for taking some time out of your day to geek out over makeup with me. I appreciate your time, and I hope you guys all have an awesome day or night wherever you are in the world. Take care of each other. Bye-bye.